Okay, take a quick moment to just move your hand in front of your face. How did you do that? It's super simple, right? You just moved your hand. But in reality, your brain was talking to your hand and telling it to move. How can it possibly do that? In this video, we're going to be talking about the microscopic cells that make up your brain and how they are able to get your muscles to move. So let me back up and do a quick introduction. I'm Andrew Cooper Sansone, and this is Sense of Mind. This channel is all about helping you understand your brain so you can upgrade your mind and improve your life. This video is part of an ongoing series that is essentially going to serve as an introduction to neuroscience. With every topic we cover, we're going to have 3 levels of difficulty. We'll have a 30-second rundown, as well as a shorter video like this one that doesn't go into too much technical detail, but gives you a good idea of whatever the concept is that we're covering. In this case, neurons, the cells of the brain. And we'll also have a third, longer video that goes a little bit more into technicals and into details and into depth. So just like your whole body, your brain is made out of microscopic cells. And the cells of your brain that we're talking about in this video are called neurons. And neurons are different from all other cells in the body because they have little wires that attach them to each other, as well as to, well, like all the other organs in your body, including the muscles in your arm that allowed you to wave your hand in front of your face. So you can think of those wires as something like old-fashioned telephone lines. And just as telephone lines allow people to communicate with each other, these wires that connect neurons allow them to communicate with each other as well as the rest of the body. So once your brain decided that you were in fact going to move your hand after I asked you to, neurons in kind of the top part of your brain, right around here, just underneath your skull, told neurons in your spinal cord to tell the muscles in your arm to move in a specific way, to wave your hand. Now, that's pretty amazing because they're only able to do that because they have very long wires. These neurons are up here, but the wires stretch all the way down to your spinal cord at the level of about where your shoulders are, at which point they talk to another set of neurons that then send that signal to your muscles and tell them to move. Now, we'll have future videos where we talk more about how you move in the world, and we'll talk about the motor system and motor neurons. But for now, just think about how neurons can communicate with each other. They send these electrical signals back and forth. And so if you think about a different part of your brain, there are areas where neurons are just kind of densely connected to each other instead of being connected to muscles. And so they're just talking to each other. And it's that talking back and forth, that communication among neurons that allows you to think and feel and do everything else with your brain that you do. So every neuron is, well, pretty dumb. It doesn't know much. So to, for example, solve a math problem, you need a lot of neurons working together in unison, and they're going to be carrying out little calculations, little bits here and there, and eventually together they allow you to solve a math problem. Okay, so you're probably wondering, what does a neuron actually look like? Well, here's an illustration of one. As you can see, this neuron has a cell body. It's kind of that central area, and then it has these projections reaching out to other neurons. Now, it's those projections that would also allow it to reach out to muscles through the spinal cord, as I mentioned earlier. Okay, so that about covers real basic level of what a neuron is. And as I said earlier, if you want more information about that, you can check out this longer, more in-depth video that we do on the same topic, and you'll learn about the different types of neurons and how they form functional circuits. But for now, I just want to give you a little bit of practical advice to walk away with. You need to take care of your brain and protect it. See, as I mentioned, neurons are cells, but they're unlike other cells in the body because they don't replicate. So when you get a cut or some kind of injury to pretty much any tissue on your body, like your skin or any internal organ, The way that that cut heals is partly due to cells actually multiplying themselves and gradually filling that gap. But neurons don't replicate themselves. So when you damage a neuron, it's pretty much done for good. So that's why if you get a spinal cord injury or a brain injury, it's unfortunately often permanent. The problem is that, for example, with a spinal cord injury, if you break the connection between neurons and muscles, the neurons in your brain are trying to call through those telephone lines and tell your muscles to move, but the line is dead. There's no way for them to communicate with those muscles. So while the muscles might still be functional, the brain can't tell them to move, so you can't wave your hand if you've damaged those nerves. So that tells you why you should wear a helmet and why it's so serious to protect your brain, why that is so important. Thank you so much for watching this video. Before you go, I want to ask you to leave in the comments any questions you have about what neurons are or how they work, or if you want me to go more in depth onto any of the topics or anything I mentioned in this video. Just let me know what you think below. Also, please give this video a like if you got anything out of it, and hit that red subscribe button as well as the notification bell next to the subscribe button so that you're notified whenever new videos come out and you never miss anything new from Sense of Mind. Just so you know, this channel is brought to you by the Diamond Mind Foundation, and this video was written and produced by me, Andrew Cooper Sansone. Thank you so much for watching. I'll catch you next time.